Can you guys hear me? Okay. So I am in between you and apparently the most exciting part of the evening. So as well as my phone was going off, so my team is having a technical review. I'll tell you what a technical review is, but there's a heated conversation going on whether one really needs RLHF. Reinforcement learning with human feedback, or can one replace it by something else? So I don't know which is more interesting, but I'm here with you. So what I wanted to talk about today was actually our journey at Michelin. I took this role 3.5 years ago, so I've led the AI transformation at Michelin, and honestly, we've gone from like a startup to, the pace still feels tremendous. So about 2.5 years ago, we did an exercise to really think about, what is our mission for AI at Michelin. Okay, and this is what we wrote down, and through all the turbulence, changes, etc., we've still held it true. So it's to build independence and impact in AI through value realization and technology leadership. So each word in that, is specifically chosen. So independence specifically. So what does independence mean, and why is it relevant to AI at all? So if you look at AI as a technology, I say, where are the products that one can just take, buy off the market? I'm not talking about personal productivity. I'm talking about products that can give a company like Michelin actual operational efficiencies, fit into our processes, where I can just take them off the shelf and deploy them. In fact, this is extremely hard to do in AI. And in fact, these products almost don't exist. They're very, very few in number. I'm not talking about personal productivity. I'm talking about, products that you can just take off the shelf and deploy. What does this mean? So in fact, AI is, where it's really effective is in modeling processes that defeat traditional methods of modeling. And generative AI with language, with human understanding, is an example, but many, many more. So developing our own ability, our own understanding of what AI processes are, what AI means for Michelin processes, that's the independence part. Impact through value realization. It's a technology that, one loves to play with it. But bringing it down, the biggest issue is really bringing it to adoption. And technology leadership. Michelin is a technology leader in our own field of, tires and polymer technology for 130 years. And, we've brought that ethos into AI. And this is kind of what we did. So we've gone from, literally, a few handful of POCs to hundreds of POCs and models in production today, full-scaled teams. And what have we done with that? So on the cultural transformation side, we built expertise, built trust, and built partnerships. So this is really what we've focused on. Expertise, data scientists, communities of practice, absolutely key. What is it that we actually, building that science together, realizing that AI, it's not a technology, it's a science. There's math at the core of it, there's computing at the core of it, there's domain expertise at the core of it, and nurturing that together. Building trust, so making sure the technology itself is trustworthy, and of course, taking our stakeholders along through a partnership journey. And again, a focus on value realization. I spoke about technical reviews that are going on right now as we speak. And it's part of our gate process, where we essentially have a way that we put our models through an entire gate process so that we identify early barriers to adoption, which could include, like in the technical review today, maybe technical issues that the team is stuck with, and then experts are around the globe in AI. Within the group, we come together and offer solutions. Here's some of the stuff that we've done. Forecasting and pricing. A lot of it, there's a worldwide AutoML models on statistical forecasting. Dynamic pricing is something we're looking actively at. Generative AI, I'll talk more on this in detail. Responsible AI, I'll talk more on this in detail, but also including interpretable machine learning, which is my specific subject of interest, and a state-of-the-art stack, AI stack, to actually deploy all these initiatives. I have the slides here, so I don't need to turn around. Okay. let's take a focus on, three of these. So computer vision. So, specifically we are looking at areas where, these are repetitive, monotonous tasks. And, so we really ask the question, why computer vision at Michelin at all? And again, I think the slide is really to indicate to you, of how does an enterprise really look at a technology? Okay, so to take a step back and really ask the question, do we really need to develop an independence, a technology leadership in it? What does computer vision mean for Michelin? And the answers that we came up with, first of all, the tire, it's a visual object, actually. And in fact, there's a camera and computation power. So really a sensor plus a computation power in everyone's pocket. So this is really where we brought down what is the power of computer vision. It's the fact that you have a sensor, which is the image, and a computation power behind that sensor in everybody's pocket. So if you've been around manufacturing at all, measuring things with specific devices intended to measure, let's say, tread depth, sidewall of tire, many things, in fact, require special types of sensors, or human beings intervening. But to turn that around and said, in fact, there's a sensor in everyone's pocket. So that's what we use it for. So we identify road risks to make roads safer. We look at looking at the picture of the tire as a starting point for our e-retail journeys, and of course, quality on our plants using computer vision for that. On generative AI, we've looked at. There's been a lot said, but I think it's. You really again need to think, what does it really mean for the company that you're in? And we are doing it in 4 quadrants. So I'll start with augmented developer. Okay, so GitHub Copilot, it's the most, the tooling. But really, what does it mean? So we've really put an effort into saying, so when we say productivity for developer, what kind of productivity are we talking about? Okay, and what we've really tried to focus on is, releasing time from developers to collaborate, to be creative, to be innovative, but also to think about design, to think about architecture. So focusing on developer experience is really what we want out of augmented developer. On the knowledge assistance, Michelin, it's a research company. At the core of it, that's what we are. And so we have plenty of research that's available that we would like to tap through LLM, and that's all work ongoing, many projects. In fact, 40 use cases in this across these 4 quadrants ongoing right now. Productivity of knowledge workers. This is again, it's a partnership with our partners, Microsoft, on this. But we're looking at Copilot offerings for content generation and so on, and customer dialogue. So B2C customer dialogue as well. Finally, in the responsible AI approach that you've heard again a lot about, but I specifically wanted to talk about what is it, what are we looking for here? Because if you're tracking that at all, the first real regulation on AI, the EU AI Act, it's, in fact, passed. The trilogue will meet in a few weeks, and, that will become law in EU. But we have preempted this considerably, and the approach we've taken is that, at this point in time, we are the sophisticated users of the technology as enterprises like Michelin, and we are ahead in terms of sophistication and understanding than either the UN or the EU or any governmental agency. So it's our responsibility to be very to take this very seriously. So we're looking at trusting AI systems, regulation, safety, privacy, ethics, and legal credibility. And our approach is really important here. So the assessment of the risks, defining and documentation, a governance process, and of course advocating best practices across the board. So that's what I wanted to share with you today, really a comprehensive approach and a little bit of the thinking of how we've successfully had a relatively large scale AI transformation at Michelin. So thank you.